All right, so we're diving into Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I've got to say, I'm really curious about the Dursleys.
The Dursleys.
Yeah, they seem like absolutely terrified of Harry's magic, like almost vehemently against it.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're so adamant about keeping magic out of his life?
Well, it's really interesting because I think they represent this real clinging to normalcy,
Okay.
and this idea that magic is somehow a threat to that.
Yeah.
And we really see that right from the beginning, especially with, you pointed out Petunia's relationship with Lily, her sister.
Right. Right.
Who's a witch. And so there's this sense that magic is something that they've rejected,
Oh, that's interesting.
almost like they resent it.
Like they're jealous of it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because they can't have it.
And I mean, we definitely see that in how they treat Harry.
Yeah.
Making him live in the cupboard, making
Yeah.
him wear Dudley's old clothes.
Yeah. Like they're trying to like squash him down and make him as normal and plain as possible.
Right, like trying to squeeze the magic out of him,
Yeah. Yeah.
literally.
But speaking of magic, all of those weird events that Mr. Dursley sees at the beginning, like the owls and the shooting stars and the
Oh.
people dressed in strange clothes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Privet Drive.
right,
Nothing exciting ever happens in Privet Drive.
exactly.
What do you think is the significance of all those events?
Well, so it's really interesting because they seem to coincide with the wizarding world celebrating Harry's survival.
Okay.
So it's almost like magic is bubbling over into the Muggle world.
Interesting.
It can't be contained.
Like they're acknowledging him, even though he's hidden away with the Dursleys.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's like a subtle acknowledgement of him and
Yeah.
of his importance
Yeah.
that they can't even contain, even though they're trying to keep it secret.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so this brings us to Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall, who
Yes.
show up on Privet Drive,
Right.
looking like they stepped out of I don't know, some magical fashion show or something.
Right. Right. Exactly. And I think that's our first real glimpse into how different the wizarding world is.
Okay.
We get Dumbledore in these long robes and his half moon spectacles.
Right.
He
Right.
just embodies this wisdom and this power.
Yeah.
And you picked up on the fact that Professor McGonagall, she really admires him.
Yeah.
Refers to him as the only wizard Voldemort ever feared.
That's interesting because I never really thought about Voldemort being afraid of anyone.
Yeah.
Like he's Voldemort,
Right. Exactly.
So it's interesting to think about what their relationship must have been like in the past.
Yeah.
But, their arrival is also pretty somber. They
Yeah.
bring the news that, Harry's parents are dead, that Voldemort tried to kill Harry. What do you make of Dumbledore's decision to leave Harry with the Dursleys?
Well, that's a tough one, isn't it? Because on the one hand, he says it's for Harry's protection.
Right.
The protection that Lily gave him is tied to that house.
Okay.
But yeah, it does sort of raise the question of what is the cost of that protection?
Yeah. Yeah, because they clearly don't like him very much.
Right.
And it seems like a kind of a bad situation, even if it is for his protection.
Yeah, and I think it's something that we see play out throughout the series, right?
Right.
Like how much does Harry have to sacrifice for this greater good?
Yeah. And speaking of Harry, you also highlighted all the instances of his accidental magic.
Oh yeah.
His hair growing back, ending up on the roof.
Right.
It seems like he has this magic in him that he can't control.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
It's showing us that he's got this power, this potential, even though he doesn't understand it yet.
Yeah.
Just bubbling up inside him.
And then Hagrid shows up,
Yeah, big giant Hagrid.
larger than life,
Yeah.
and he's so angry at the Dursleys for keeping the truth from Harry.
Oh yeah, he is.
It's just this breath of fresh air. He's like, you should know, you're a wizard.
Yeah.
You're going to Hogwarts. It's just
Yeah.
this wonderful moment of finally the truth is out.
I love that.
Yeah.
And Hagrid's the one to tell him.
He is. He's the bridge
Yeah.
between the magical and the muggle world.
Yeah.
And then, to top it all off, he drops the bombshell about Voldemort
Oh yeah.
and about Harry's connection to him.
Oh yeah.
I remember reading that for the first time, and I was just like, floored.
Me too.
Like, what?
Yeah.
This ordinary kid who's been living this, terrible life.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's this chosen one.
Yeah.
This person with this grand destiny.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's like
So well done.
it's like that juxtaposition of the really mundane and boring,
Right, he's out
with this extraordinary world that he's been thrust into.
Yeah, and then his entrance into Diagon Alley really emphasizes that.
Oh yeah,
that contrast even further.
it's like sensory overload in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Dragon liver at the apothecary.
Yeah, cauldrons that stir themselves.
Yeah, quills that change ink colors.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's magical.
And you underlined in your notes Harry's reaction to seeing his inheritance at Gringotts.
Oh yeah.
All that gold.
Very much gold.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because the Dursleys always portray him as a burden.
Right.
But he's like loaded.
He is. He's rich.
I love that contrast.
Yeah, and it really makes you question the Dursleys' motives even more.
Yeah, totally.
Like, are they just like completely blind to this,
Yeah.
or are they, choosing to ignore it?
But let's move on to Ollivanders,
Yes,
because I think the choosing of the wand is such a pivotal moment.
absolutely.
It's not just about getting a tool. It's about finding this magical partner.
Right.
It's almost like the wand chooses Harry.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
Yeah.
just him choosing,
Yeah.
and not just any wand either.
Yeah. Yeah.
One made with a phoenix feather.
A brother to the wand that gave him the scar.
Exactly.
What do you think about that connection?
It's it gives me chills.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, because
Yeah.
it implies this link between Harry and Voldemort
Yeah.
that goes beyond just, coincidence.
Yeah.
It suggests that their destinies are somehow intertwined,
Yeah.
and that their paths are gonna keep crossing.
Oh, it's like a ticking time bomb almost.
Yeah, it is.
Waiting to explode.
And then the way that he departs for Hogwarts,
Platform 9 through
plus 4934.
You got to run through a wall to get to it.
It's amazing. What a way to enter the magical world.
Yeah, it's so symbolic.
And
It's like leaving the ordinary behind.
Yeah.
Stepping into this extraordinary new life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So visually evocative.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got Harry at Hogwarts now.
He's there.
He's ready to go.
Ready for the adventure to begin.
Yeah, ready to begin his journey.
I'm excited to see what happens next.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he's leaving his old life behind and stepping into this new one.
Yeah.
And speaking of transformations, your notes mention the sorting ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was interesting that you pointed out that, Harry almost ended up in Slytherin,
Right.
but ultimately chooses Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really fascinating that he had that potential for both, greatness, but also darkness.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that duality we see in the wizarding world itself.
That constant battle between good and evil.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, ultimately he chooses Gryffindor,
He does.
which I think speaks to his bravery and his desire to do what's right.
And it shows, this idea that even though he's got this destiny, right?
Right.
He still has a choice.
Yeah.
He could have easily just gone to Slytherin.
Yeah.
Followed the path of least resistance.
Right.
But he actively chooses a different path,
Yeah.
one that's aligned with his values.
Yeah.
His desire to be good.
Yeah. It's awesome.
And of course we can't talk about Gryffindor without talking about the iconic trio.
Oh, of course. Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Yeah, the golden trio.
You mark several passages about their friendship.
I did. Yeah.
And it's clear that their personalities, they complement each other in really important ways.
Right, and they each bring something unique to the group. Ron's got this humor and this loyalty.
Right.
Hermione brings the brains, the intelligence.
Yeah.
Harry, he's got the courage and the sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And together they're unstoppable.
Yeah, it's that whole the sum is greater than its parts, you know?
Exactly.
But so let's move on to Hogwarts itself.
Yes, Hogwarts.
I mean, it's more than just a school. It's like it's practically a character,
It is. Absolutely.
You highlighted the moving staircases,
Oh yeah.
the talking portraits, the ghosts.
The ghosts, yeah, it's so it's so imaginative.
Yeah, it's amazing. I just love it.
Yeah.
What do you think JK Rowling was trying to achieve by creating such a vibrant and magical setting?
Well, I think it's this place of wonder and possibility,
Okay.
but it's also, it's a microcosm of the wizarding world itself,
Right.
with its own rules and traditions
Yeah,
and even dangers.
that's a good point.
It's not all fun and games.
Yeah, yeah.
There are real stakes here.
And speaking of not all fun and games, you made a note about Peeves,
Oh, Peeves.
the poltergeist,
Yeah.
and Mrs. Norris, Filch's creepy cat.
Yeah, Mrs. Norris.
What do you think they add to this story?
Well, I think they represent these kind of unpredictable elements
Yeah.
within this seemingly structured environment.
Right.
Peeves is just this force of chaos.
Yeah.
He's always disrupting things,
Yeah.
challenging authority.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's a force of nature.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. Norris with her constant lurking.
Yeah, she's always watching.
Yeah, it's a bit creepy.
Yeah, she's creepy.
But I think she kind of represents this potential for surveillance
Oh, interesting.
and control.
Okay.
This idea that even in this magical haven, there are still forces at play that can disrupt the order.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a constant reminder that, the world, whether it's magical or not,
Right.
is full of surprises.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the teachers.
The teachers, yeah.
You marked some really interesting passages about Snape.
Snape, yeah, he's a fascinating character.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly biased towards Slytherin
Oh yeah.
and just, hates Harry.
Yeah, his disdain for Harry is palpable.
Yeah.
You can just feel it.
Do you think his animosity is just because Harry looks like his dad?
Well, that's definitely part of it,
Yeah.
but I think there's something more there.
Okay.
There's a depth to Snape
Right.
that suggests that there's more going on.
Yeah, and you also highlighted those looks that Snape gives Harry,
Oh yeah.
especially when his scar starts hurting.
Yeah, like he knows something.
Yeah, like he's got some kind of inside knowledge.
Right. And we don't know yet what his connection to Voldemort really is.
Right.
We get these hints,
Yeah.
but it's still very mysterious.
It's very mysterious.
And it makes you wonder, is he a protector?
Yeah.
Or is he a threat?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, he's very good at keeping us guessing.
And, we've got all the other professors too.
Oh yeah, the cast of characters is amazing.
Yeah, McGonagall,
McGonagall,
strict but fair,
Right.
and Flitwick.
little Flitwick.
So tiny.
So tiny he has to stand on books to see over his desk.
I love that.
It's adorable.
They really bring something special to Hogwarts, each of them.
Yeah, they each represent a different aspect of magic.
Yeah.
And a different path that these young wizards can take.
So let's talk about the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, the Sorcerer's Stone.
That night where Harry, Ron, and Hermione sneak out to confront Floofy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a turning point, isn't it?
It's where they really they step up
Yeah.
and they decide to take action.
They break the rules.
Yeah, they break the rules.
And they do it to protect the stone.
Yeah, they realize what's at stake,
Yeah.
and they're not going to just sit back and let something bad happen.
It's like they go from just being students
Right.
to actually, being involved in this larger conflict.
Yeah, they're not passive anymore.
Yeah.
They're active participants.
Yeah, they're growing up,
They are.
and their journey through all those traps guarding the stone.
Traps.
It's like this crazy obstacle course.
It is.
Each one testing their abilities.
Yeah, and it shows how they work together.
Yeah.
Fluffy tests their bravery.
Right.
The Devil's Snare requires Hermione's logic and her knowledge of herbology.
Yeah.
The flying keys, that's all Harry
Yeah.
with his natural talent for flying.
Yeah.
So it's really it shows how their individual strengths come together
Yeah.
to overcome these obstacles.
And then, of course, the big reveal.
Oh yeah.
It's not Snape.
No, it's not Snape.
It's Quirrell with Voldemort on the back of his head.
I know. Talk about a twist.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy.
I love how Rowling, she plays with our expectations.
Yeah.
We're led to believe that Snape is the bad guy.
Totally.
And then all of a sudden it's like, bam,
Yeah.
it's Quirrell.
I think it's so interesting because Quirrell is presented as like this weak,
Yeah.
kind of like bumbling.
Yeah, incompetent.
Yeah, but he's been harboring Voldemort this whole time.
I know. It's chilling.
It's so creepy.
It really shows you how deceptive evil can be.
Yeah, like you can't always judge a book by its cover.
Exactly, yeah.
And the fact that Voldemort was so close to Harry all along,
I know.
literally attached to someone that he trusted.
Yeah.
It's just it's crazy.
It shows how insidious evil can be.
Yeah.
How it can infiltrate and manipulate,
Yeah.
even in seemingly safe spaces.
But what I find really fascinating is that final confrontation between Harry and Quirrell.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just like a physical fight.
Right.
It's like a battle of wills almost.
It is, yeah.
Good versus evil.
Love versus hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very symbolic.
Yeah.
And ultimately Harry wins because of love.
Right, because of his mom's sacrifice.
Exactly, yeah.
It's so powerful.
It shows that love is this force that can overcome even the darkest of magic.
Yeah.
It's a really really beautiful message.
But even though Harry wins,
Yeah.
there's still this sense of unease.
There is, yeah, because we know that Voldemort's not gone.
Right.
He may be weakened,
Yeah.
but he's still out there.
Yeah, he's still a threat.
And that threat is gonna, it's gonna hang over Harry for the rest of the series.
But despite that, the book ends on this kind of hopeful note.
It
Then
seems-
you got the end of year feast.
Yeah, the
The
field.
awarding of the house points.
Yeah, Gryffindor wins the House Cup.
Yeah. It's like
Cool.
this celebration.
It is. It's a celebration of resilience.
Yeah.
The power of community.
Yeah.
And the enduring spirit of Hogwarts.
Yeah, I love it.
It's really heartwarming, especially after everything they've been through.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them, have a moment of joy
Yeah.
and celebration and hope.
Yeah, it's a nice contrast to all the darkness,
Right, exactly.
that they've had to face. It's a good reminder that even after facing, some pretty scary stuff,
Right.
there's still room for joy,
Yeah,
for celebration.
absolutely.
And going through your notes, one thing that I noticed
Yeah.
is this idea of choice.
Okay.
From Harry choosing to be in Gryffindor,
Yeah.
right?
To facing down Quirrell.
Yeah.
It seems like his agency
Yeah.
is really emphasized.
It is, and I think that's really important, right?
Yeah.
Because even though he's the boy who lived,
Right.
he's got this prophecy hanging over him,
Right.
all these expectations,
Yeah.
he still makes his own choices.
Yeah.
He could have easily,
Yeah.
given his upbringing with the Dursleys, just
Right.
been, angry and resentful, but
Yeah.
he chooses
Yeah.
to be brave,
Yeah.
to be compassionate.
It's pretty awesome.
It is.
And that kind of brings us to another point that you highlighted in your notes.
Okay.
The role of love and sacrifice.
Right.
Lily's her act of giving her life for Harry
Yeah.
continues to protect him,
It's powerful magic.
even against Voldemort.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder about magic itself,
Right.
Like, is it just spells and potions,
Yeah.
or is there something more to it? I think that's a question that Rowling really explores
Yes.
throughout the whole series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously wands and incantations are important,
Right.
but there's this idea that love,
Yeah.
sacrifice,
Right.
grief even
Yeah.
have this power
Yeah.
that goes beyond just, the technical aspects of magic.
Yeah. And you see it with Harry, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not just his magical abilities.
Right.
It's the way he connects with people.
Yeah, he forms these genuine bonds.
Yeah, with Ron and Hermione.
Yeah, with Hagrid.
Yeah, even with Dumbledore.
Dumbledore, yeah.
Even McGonagall.
McGonagall, yeah, he softens her up a bit.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
Yeah.
There's just this warmth to him.
Yeah, he's got this empathy.
Yeah.
He really wants to do what's right.
And people are drawn to that.
They see that in him.
And that's what makes him such a great hero.
Yeah, it's not about power or
It's-
glory. It's about, protecting the people he cares about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But, even though Harry wins,
Yeah.
Voldemort's still out there,
Right, he's still out there.
which I think leaves us with this feeling of,
Like a lingering unease.
yeah, like it's not over.
Yeah.
The danger is still there.
What do you think that means for the future, for the rest of the series?
I think it sets up this ongoing conflict between Harry and Voldemort.
Yeah.
Between good and evil.
So it's not a one and done kind of thing.
No, this is a battle that's gonna play out over many books.
But even though Voldemort is still out there,
Yeah.
the book ends on kind of a hopeful note.
It does, yeah.
You know, he's going back to the Dursleys
Right.
in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
But he's not the same kid that he was at the beginning.
No. He's grown.
He's faced his fears.
He's learned so much.
Yeah, he's found his people.
He's found his place.
And he's ready for whatever comes next.
Yeah, he's ready for the next chapter.
It's inspiring.
You do.
You know, it's a good reminder that even when things are tough,
Yeah.
we can get through it.
We can come out stronger.
Yeah.
And you know, even though our deep dive into Sorcerer's Stone is coming to an end,
Yeah.
Harry's journey is just beginning.
Right.
There's so much more to explore.
There is.
So many more secrets to uncover.
Yeah.
So many more battles to be fought.
So much more magic.
So much more magic.
Well, on that note, thanks for joining me for this deep dive into Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
And to all of you listening out there, keep questioning
Keep exploring.
and keep believing in the magic.
The magic within each of us.
Yeah. Until next time.
Yeah.